So I debated on sharing this information because it's quite scary. And then I also debated on, because half of you will probably think I'm absolutely fucking crazy, which probably half of you already do, and some of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I've always had my entire life. They wanted to put me on medication when I was a kid. I had, at the time, this whole transcendental meditation and things like that wasn't really a thing. You didn't really hear about it. And it was like, as a very young child, and we're talking like 7 years old, I started to have these, what only I could describe to people as nightmares. I'd wake up and I could feel and I could see, I had to sleep with a blanket over my head. And when I'd wake up, I would see shadows around my bed. And I knew they were there, and I would tell people all the time, tell my mom, tell my dad, I would hear noises all the time, and they weren't just noises, they were voices. Over time, they kind of disappeared, and then recently, things started to kind of come back, and I wasn't even gonna put fucking sunglasses on, and as you can tell, I look pretty rough right now. No, I wasn't on any fucking drugs. No, I wasn't drinking. Okay, so, all right, I'll get to the point. Last night, I've been, every night before I go to bed, come here, baby. I come out here and I do a little, some of you want to call it praying meditation. To be honest, if you're talking to thin air, or you're speaking to your inner self, really, what the fuck's the difference, okay? Let's just be real. You're doing something, okay? So whatever you're doing something more than talking to another human being. So that's a higher power, the universe. I don't care what religion you are or whatever. Don't matter to me. Same thing. And now what I'm about to tell you is really fucking scary. I believe I died last night in my sleep. And I had to be close, very close to death, because my soul left. And I thought it was just a dream at first, another dream about running away. I'm always running and jumping and floating in my dreams. And I ended up on this train. And I've never dreamt of a train before. And I was, like, it looked like somewhere like in like Alaska, there was all these trees and shit and abandoned buildings, but there was at first there was no people, and then I had this really quick, weird flash of playing football. So I thought, oh, okay, because I always do lucid dreams, and I'm fully aware of what's going on. So I was like, oh, this is cool. So it was like this weird, huge arena, and I was playing football, and all these scouts were coming, big fucking game. And then a quick flash of I had these very high scientific friends, they were geeks in a way, and we were making these suits that were transparent and you could disappear. It was really kind of cool. But without, and so it was my brain was trying to your soul was like, not mine, actually, I should say that, not mine. Whatever happens to you when you're dying or when your soul is going to another dimension, it ain't fucking fairy tales, okay, guys? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we do go somewhere when we're dying or when we're about to die, and before you get there, either you're gonna get lost, and I am fucking frightened about that. But it's reality. So I'm telling you, if before you die, and I would start doing it right fucking now, like tonight, today, as soon as you hear this fucking message, don't go through life unsettled. Don't go through life without knowing who you are. That is the key. The key to going where you want to go after death. It's not some fucking God. It's not some fucking religion. It's not some steps or sitting in a goddamn pew. It's not at all. I'm telling you, you will go somewhere. And if you have no fucking clue, you're going to be in the dark, alone forever. That's where your energy is going to go. And last night, I'm not going to go any further into the dream, but when I realized that I was at the very end, when I realized what was happening, I started to see other people, and we were on this train, and I saw all these people, like, before I got on the train, that they were missing, and when they were younger, and when I got on the train, they were older, and they had this like black dust on their face, and I was like, how long have you been here? And the one guy goes, and half of his face was black, like with dust, like he's, like he's been on there forever. But I could see his other side of the face, which was younger. And they had all these suits on, which is weird. It was really weird. And he goes, we've been on here for, we don't know. We just been sitting here for a very long time. And it just keeps going and going. And then I looked down like this. And it just looked like it was going on forever, the train. And I just stood up, and they said, where are you going? I'm like, I gotta go home. I'm not supposed to be here. God, it's like, and I could hear my mom. My mom was trying to call me, and I couldn't answer the phone. And I couldn't wake up. Wherever the fuck I was so lost. I was so gone. I could not get up. And I finally got off the train, I just jumped out, and then I was in this woods where, hi baby, as soon as I jumped out, this is what's scary. Something wanted to keep me there. And it was coming after me. And I just had to keep going, the fucking, mind jumped back to wherever the fuck I was, which was obviously in my bed. But I was able to get back to where the train, started. I used the phone booth, and I called my mom in the dream, and I could hear her voice, but all I could do is tell her where I was at and where to meet me. And so there was a lot that happened between that moment and me finally getting back. It seemed, you guys, as if I was gone for years. And I mean, fucking years. And I feel like it. It's difficult for me right now to sit here and tell you this, because it was like, when I woke up and I finally got back to this realm or whatever, and I'm not going to sugarcoat these words anymore. I'm going to say this shit because wherever I went last night was not here. It was not on this plane. It was not a dream. It was not a nothing. My energy left, period. And I'm going to think about it all day, about what it means. And I'm going to do some deep meditation and figure it the fuck out, because I want to start imagining where I want my final destination to be. And you have to decide, like, I don't think we just die. And I think the people who feel that way are going to be stuck in a really bad place. And that's probably what they call hell. Like, hell isn't this fiery brimstone. It's fucking worse. What's worse is having your soul, your energy, force stuck in a repetitive dream that at times you may realize it, but if you get stuck in limbo, you'll be there forever, just repeating the same horrible fucking dream. Not heaven, not some fucking clouds, not another universe, not another body. So I guess I'm sending out a warning that there's a lot of things going on right now on this planet. Explosions, cover-ups. And some of us there's some of us online that are going through some stuff. And it was weird because last night, before I went to bed, I was having a pretty deep conversation with somebody, and I was like, there's got to be more to life than this. Like, and it's been bothering me a lot. Like, a lot. And I mean by, there's got to be more to life than buying shit, having shit, like having fucking no. And I've said this since I was, I don't know, I think my mom will probably be chiming in on here. I told her this in third grade. I remember I was braiding her hair and I was like, God, Mom, I'm bored. And I had so much stuff to do. I had a good childhood, guys. I'm not saying that at all. Like, seriously, I wouldn't take nothing back, you know. But if you're watching this and you feel like you're special, or that you've had some kind of connection to I just call it the spirit world, you're blessed. You're not. Stop it. You're not crazy. You're not losing your fucking mind. Okay, like, seriously, you're kind of blessed in a way. Most people don't even dream. Most people don't even, like, have the capability. But if you do, don't just always think of it as like witchcraft or something negative, or like some demons getting you. Like, that's been programmed into your fucking mind, because the truth is, yeah, it's scary. It's, but you know what? It's also very, very powerful. Knowing, knowledge, feeling, absoluteness. And the reason I didn't get further into where I was at and what was happening is I don't want to start crying. And I got him at 14 minutes already. So I'm gonna go live my day like because wherever I was at last night, thank God I had company, because when I woke up and I got back here, I literally had to make sure like I was here. So I was asking them questions and I was like tapping myself, and I'm like, oh my God, I think I just died. And when you tell somebody that when you're sleeping, they're like, no way, And the last thing that I said right before I went to sleep, I'm like, I was gone forever. I'm so glad to be back here. Like those are the words I said. When I walk around Walmart and I go out in the world today, I think we all need to step away from the internet. Step away from the news. Okay? Like, do it for 3 days. Don't look at your social media for 3 days. Don't look at some COVID information. Because let me tell you something. If you're going to get COVID, you will, and you will. If you're going to get sick and die, you will. If it's your time to die, it is. I'm accepting that, but I will not live my life as if I'm going to wait for it to happen. No more. I'm telling you to get the fuck out of your house, start living your life, start enjoying your life, because there's people fucking fighting for their life. And we're sitting around wearing these fucking masks that don't do shit, okay? If you clean your mask every single day, great. I don't even want to get into that topic, because it's not about that. Obviously we need to protect ourselves and wear masks, I get it, but what's happening up here, we have kids that are 10 years old committing suicide. 10 years old, because they don't have their brains cannot actually see a future. Would you want to be growing up right now? Would you want to go to school right now? I miss fucking friends getting together and we were biking and we were chatting, we were laughing, cracking jokes. Kids don't do that no more. Grown-ups don't do that no more. It's like, if you're not a part of a fucking clan or label yourself this way, without social media, some of you motherfuckers don't have a clue. Go spend some time with yourself in nature and get connected with this fucking beautiful universe. Seriously. This earth is amazing. And it is much better to be seen with your own eyes than through the phone. I'm telling you to please wake the fuck up. People aren't holding hands like they used to. The love isn't there. I'm glad that I grew up the way I did. And I love the way and I love who I am. I'm not going to try to change anybody. I spent too much time doing that. And that was the wrong thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my knowledge. And with the zero fucks given with what people think about me. Because I know what I know that it's real. And I know there's others out there that are going through the same thing, and you're probably scared. You're probably fucking frightened. And it might have happened to you for the first time. But this has been happening to me for a long time. And sometimes when you just start to do meditation, or when you're searching for something, some of these things happen. And they're not always fun. Isn't that the way real life is, So don't be afraid of it. But please don't live your life like this, okay? Let's just say this happened to 6 more months. I don't think any of us are realizing, like, if we found a cure today and then everybody could get it, and it was really easy, and it could be just magically given to everybody, and it wasn't bad for us. And okay, let's just take all the negatives away and just live in a pretend world where we got better and there was no more virus. The ramifications of the way people have been living the last 8 months is going to take years to get back. I'm serious. Like, there are so many people frightened that are my own friends to go to the fucking store, the grocery store. That's where you get food. And they won't go because they're too scared. That is not a way to live. And I don't believe if there's the God or, whatever that created us, I like creator, I don't think he wants us to be living this way. This virus was created. It wasn't natural because there would be no fucking way. It's everywhere in the world, okay? You need to wake up and believe that. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. Never in the history of since we've had presidents, that if you don't see the big problem with Twitter and Facebook banning the president's ads, I'm not talking about if you like him or not. Let's just pretend it's not Trump. Let's pretend it was anybody else. I'm going to ask you this question, and I want some honest answers. Who would benefit from Trump failing? Who would benefit the most from Trump failing? Because he was doing pretty good. We were doing pretty good. We were on top. Until pretty shortly after Trump did a tariff with China and said, you know what, this is fucking stupid. Why aren't you paying us money for our products? There are so many things that were going to be changed. I think he's an asshole on many levels, but I also think that he was going to change some major shit. And some of you are too sleepy to understand that. You're bitching amongst each other. And if you would realize with history, that is exactly what any political party from the beginning of time, it's called the art of war, basically. When you want to win something, you create a distraction. Then you create a problem that the people have to fight amongst themselves. And then they have to choose. Why can't we choose one another? That's my message. Imagine if within just your neighborhood, instead of worrying about being the richest or having the most, imagine if we shared. Right now, if everybody in America would just share their money for solar panels or clean energy, trust me, we could do a lot more together. And that's why I can't have a real discussion with a lot of people, because I don't like to have opinion conversations. Like, if you hate somebody, hate them. But you have to start asking yourself, why is the media, and the media is only controlled and owned by two major families, okay? That's a fact. The Rothschilds are an absolute fucking nightmare for our planet and humankind, period. And if you don't know who the Rothschilds are, you better start looking them up, and what they did to the colleges in the 50s with the Indians and the natural medicine. I think what I'm going to start doing, and I don't care if I get lost into, kind of like how a scientist gets lost in the lab for the rest of his life. But when I spoke to the Creator last night before I went to sleep, I think I've been given this opportunity and this pain in my body and all this stuff to I need to share it so that some of us can start truly digging into ourselves. We are so lost into the media and buying stuff that, let me ask you, so I would love a Lambo. I would love a fucking bomb-ass new truck, Jeep. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like new stuff? But it's only a temporary happiness. If you can't take those things and go somewhere with them and enjoy your life, those new things mean nothing at all. Love is the thing that keeps this universe together. It's not hate, it's not money, it's love, because it lasts forever. If you love somebody, you're never going to hate them. You may dislike them, you may break out with them, but you love them. Love is powerful. True love is powerful. The idea of love is so strong that some people don't even think it exists. Some people never get to experience it. And then those who do, like me, it's a scary thing loving somebody new. Because if you do love them and you lose them, it hurts like fucking nothing like on the planet. So thank you for watching. I know this is very long, but I had to get some stuff out before I start my week. And last night was the scariest, I'm just going to call it a soul trip that I've taken in my life. Because normally when I get scared in a dream or a normal nightmare, I can 95% of the time wake up. Last night, there was none. I was doing things in my dream, that should have woke me up. I was purposely banging my head against the wall. I jumped off of a cliff. And when I hit the water, the whole time I was falling, but I didn't even wake up. This one time, I jumped into a fucking fire. I still didn't wake up, and I was burning, and I just went somewhere else. After that, I'm like, whoa. And I think that is what we're kind of doing while we're awake now, is we're all just kind of living life, but not truly living, if that makes sense. We wake up, we breathe, we go through a routine. But I'm about to find out what else there is out here. There's way too many other planets. There's way too many other galaxies. I think it's just totally fucked up that we're stuck here on one planet. There's no way that that's it. And that's what, when I pray and when I talk to the Creator, I'm just please let me see. And I did ask. I asked before I went to bed last night. And I think I got what the fuck I deserved. And it's not a bad thing. But I need to figure out how to share this message in the right way so that we all start doing the right things within ourselves. And I've always said that. That's why I didn't like church. It wasn't the fact that people believe in God. It was that most of them didn't believe in themselves. And if you don't believe in yourself, there's nothing that will help you go to some higher realm, your heaven, whatever you want to call it. If you don't love anybody, I know for sure, and I guess now I'm a little worried, but I'm going to start practicing getting in touch with my lost dog, or my dead dog. I'm going to start thinking about her more, and just meditating. And I'm going to go try to find where she is. So when I die and when my soul gets transferred, I want to make sure one of my stops on my next journey is to go see Belle. Call it crazy. But you better start figuring out where you want to go after this. Because if you don't, take your worst fucking nightmare and times it by 1 billion. And that wouldn't even be close enough to what I just felt last night. Thanks for watching. I hope this week is a lot more alive than what I've been seeing out there. Okay? Like, instead of just going to the grocery store, instead of just going to work, instead of just sitting down and watching television, I want you to look at the person or the people in your life that you love. And if you don't have them nearby, I want you to start thinking about them. Not going on their Facebook. I'm not talking about that. That does not count. Either call them, or I want you to sit down and mentally think about the image of them and how they make you feel. Counting your blessings. I am blessed in so many ways, it gets so easy to lose track of that. And I never want to feel that lost again. And Mom, if you're watching this whole thing, I'm so glad I found you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.